This isn't just another. This isn't just another division game. The Eagles are one win away from winning the NFC East and doing it back-to-back, the first time in over 2 decades. The opportunity is right in front of them against the Washington Commanders without Jayden Daniels. December football. The vision is on the line. The statement opportunity is right over the horizon. Me and the coldest panel in the game, we're going to break down the Eagles versus the Commanders. And we're also going to give you our predictions. With that being said, you already know what to do. Cue the music. Welcome to where we give our epic perspective. Now let me introduce you to the cold panel in the game.
What it do, mama, what it do? Yo, playoffs, here we come, right?
You ain't never lied, It's right there, knocking at our door. What it do, Gerald King? What it do, my God?
Yep, and playoffs, there we go.
You already know. I got MKH and Coach Twilight there. They'll be back soon. MKH said he might pop in. Who knows? But you already know. Right now we're at 463 subscribers. You know what the little goal is, and you know what the main thing is. Now, if you like that Philadelphia Eagles content with a little bit of entertainment and a little NFL content with the Eagles, you already know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button because it's only $3.99. Oh, yes. Let's get right into it. Eagles fans, buckle up because something felt different. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want more Philadelphia Eagles and NFL content. Every time you hit that like and subscribe button or you comment on one of these videos, you might get me or one of the coldest panel in the game comment on your comment. All you have to do is hit that like and subscribe button and also comment below. Back to our show. Not the 2023 team. The Eagles handled business against the Raiders 31-0. The offense finally had an identity. The defense was hunting. Washington dropped some game-changing breaking news, and you already know what it is. Jayden Daniels will not be playing in this game. They shut him down for the rest of the year. Right now, it's official that we're not going to repeat in this 2023 collapse. I want to know right now, since you had a lot to say, Mamba, in the last one. You had a lot to say in that last one. Do you think this was just a good week, or are we looking at this as a building block?
You know, that's a great point. I think they're both things. You know, what's the old saying? A good habit of winning is winning. You know, you take it week for week. You know, the Eagles came out, they showed, listen, you know, these are the things we need to do. We can't drop balls. We got to catch balls. We've got to hit the hole. We've got to mix in Tank Bigsby. We got to put Jalen under center. In fact, this was the most he was under center all year, 30 times. The run game seemed to develop. So, you know, these are building blocks towards, I think, a positive, but they have to be constant. You know, you can't always go, oh, let's do this, and this. One of the things Coach Twilight brought up to me a couple weeks ago is, hey, have you been watching this HBO series on the NFC East? And I got to tell you that, like, the reporting from the players, just seeing that perspective, you're hearing that it's guys are taking accountability, which I thought was really great. And, that accountability starts with Jalen. And we saw that emotion with that ball he threw across the middle, that they were pumped when, and the sad thing is AJ like bobbled it and then brought it into the body. So, seeing that emotion, that's telling, hey, I'm going to fight. I'm going to build, but we've got to routinely do this. It's got to be a constant. And, not that I'm a harsh critic of Jalen. I want the guy to succeed. I love everything that's about him. But sometimes I just need him to step up and just be like, look, man, get your head in gear. We all got to, instead of the same verbatim week in, week out. And that was a nice building block. And that was a nice constant to see for sure.
I think it was too. I think everything that the offense was doing was finally clicking. It finally looked like they knew who they were. And again, like you said, they did more under center and they had more running game. They had more play action. And we finally looked at the first time they had less scheming hitch routes.
Mm-hmm.
And like it looked more complete. This was probably one of the most complete games I've seen the Eagles play in quite some time. I don't care if it's the Raiders, because at the end of the day, they're players and they get paid too.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But I wanted to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think about this offense? What did you think? What did you see? What did you like? I want you guys to comment below. Tell me what you thought about what's going on with this offense. Are you confident going on week to week, going into the playoffs? I need you guys to comment below. And speaking of the offense, it finds itself looking like we're going to talk about QB1. Jalen Hurts just put together one of the most efficient games in his career. If you're riding with QB1 now and never left, you already know. You got to go get that custom QB1 jersey ready for the playoff push. Click in the link below. I want to talk to the panel. I want to talk to the panel because when it looked like with this offense, it looked like one person stepped in, and when he stepped in, it looked like this offense was just a little bit different. Nick Sirianni. I want to ask the panel, would Nick Sirianni stepping in actually stabilize this offense, or is it just simple things that they just had to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's to be determined. You know what I mean? We could sit here and say, hey, the Charlotte Hornets are in the NBA just like the Thunder is. But it ain't the same tier, man. Y'all look good against a team that's actively trying to lose to get the first pick. Bro, I had a bull up in 8th grade. He lost 3 fights in a row, and then he beat a 5th grader. He asked me, can he fight again? I said, I don't know. You just beat a 5th grader, bro. I gotta see you at somebody at your level. I'll have more answers to that question when y'all play Buffalo, because I think that'll be the best possible test for y'all before the playoffs. I hate playing soft teams before the playoffs, so you get this fake confidence. That's not what y'all want, man. Y'all played the Raiders. The same fans that was clowning the Cowboys, straight clowning us, and I guarantee you one of y'all was one of them when we beat the Raiders. But it's different when the Eagles did, where everything starts clicking. It's to be determined. Nick Sirianni's obviously a great offensive mind. That's how he got to where he is. So, you know what I mean? Y'all were good this week. Let it carry over till next week, week in, week out.
There's so much truth in what Daryl's saying, and Daryl knows I'm not one of those hype Eagle fans. Like, I'm not going to go out and like, haha, you lost. Hey, when it comes down to it, when the ball breaking happens, it's.
And also, before I continue, I know your living room, I know your entertainment room doesn't look like playoff football yet, but I know you're a little behind, but don't worry about that. You get your Eagles LED lights during every game. It'll feel like you're at the playoff. Set the mood. Link in the description below. Now we're going down. Now it's about that time. Predictions. Eagles, Commanders. Eagles right now, I think they're going to win comfortably. I think the defense is going to control the game. I think the run game is stay on schedule. I feel that Hurts is going to do his thing at the end of the day on the 20th of December at 5 o'clock at Lincoln Financial. I feel, not at Lincoln, sorry, it is at Landover, Maryland. I feel that the Eagles are going to win 27-10. Mamba, what's your predictions?
Mine's close to that. I truly feel the Eagles should put up 4 touchdowns on Washington. I think, easily put up 4. And maybe Elliott develops some consistency and kicks a field goal or 2. So, I'm going with 30-6. 30-6 Eagles.
30-6. Daryl, what you think?
I think this victory is going to be another one that maybe clouds the judgments of Eagles' minds for another week. 31-10 Eagles.
31-10 Eagles.
Can't wait for that Bills game, though.
You see all the game picks. You see the MKH put his pick in, and so did Coach Twilight. Bottom line, the Eagles are trending up at the right time. Whew, thank God it is not the 2023 team. I feel like they're going to find themselves. They're going to ride this out in 6 games, if you understand what I mean. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Stay safe, stay blessed. With that being said,
That's the exact same thing. It's a champion beating a professional. You know what I mean? Like, it's what is it? What is it?
I get you. At the end of the day, guys, I want you guys to comment below when it comes down to how is this offense looking. Like I said, they said it has to be consistent. When it comes down to it, they want to see this offense carry the Buffalo. Also wanting a little bit to carry this week the Commanders. I want you guys to comment below. Stat-wise, this was a sport. It was a sport for QB1 in so many ways. With that being said, Mamba, is QB1 silencing the critics or people just waiting for another bad game?
It's Philadelphia, okay? If we could spell fickle without the F and put the PH in there, I mean, it would still spell fickle. And, when I look at it this way, as a fan and someone that has played the game, that has coached the game, I look at it from this perspective. Your job is to go out there and compete at a high level week in and week out. You have to justify the dollars that are being spent. I go back to the days when Randall Cunningham was drafted, and there was Ron Jaworski standing in front of him. And I remember as a kid watching 3 and out, punt, 3 and out, punt. We don't want that anymore. We don't want to see that in an organization. And I'm going to tell you, on that losing streak, and you go back to 2023, we started to see those things. And any fan will tell you that is Philadelphia. We want guys to go out there and just take over. I mean, that's why there was a lot of applause for Bobby Hoying, if you remember that name. There was a lot of applause when Jeff Garcia came in. When Randall was at his worst, we had Rodney Peete to lead us past Detroit in 1995. So these are all things where I think as a fan, I worry because it's like, what Jalen are we getting? And I don't voice that out loud, and I don't, tear him down. If anything, I'm like, come on, dude, like, let's go. Like, what are you doing?
You obviously know what you're doing.
Yeah, right. So it's one of those things where I want him to succeed. I do. But there are a lot of fans that are just waiting. It's like the chum bucket hanging over a boat, and all those fish are waiting to eat, and those are the fans. Those are a majority of fans I'm going to call it as it is. I see it all the time. You're the ones to yell, bench him and put in McKee. Hey, McKee's time is down the road, okay? Tanner is not Jalen.
Put in McKee, please.
Right? Dallas is going, let's go, put him in.
Put him in. Come on.
So you got to ride with QB1. If you're not riding with QB1, you got issues.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You are.
But I'm sorry. I will criticize him when he should be doing the things he needs to do.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. At the end of the day, I ride with QB1 regardless. Regardless, I was riding with QB1. Yeah, that Chargers game, that was a rough one. You couldn't even, there was no point, nothing. You just had to take every shot possible because that was just a horrible game. But at the end of the day, he bounced back. He bounced back. Got the 3 touchdowns. I mean, 12 for 15. I mean, had 3 touchdowns, 756 yards. I mean, that's how you do it. That's how you do it at the end of the day. Guys, I want you guys to comment below. I want you to comment below. When it comes down to QB1, do you think people are just waiting on him to have another bad game? Or is he finally starting to silence the critics? I want you guys to comment below. Quick injury check. Jalen Hurts is just fine. Nick Sirianni shut it down on 94 WIP.
When he had the ankle or knee or both, is he going to practice today?
You guys are speculating there a little bit. He came in and threw a dime the very next play for a touchdown, and then he came out because of the lead that we had. So we looked through everything. And we're walking through today just because it's a short week. Looking forward to a really good practice.
With that being said, on the other side, Lane Johnson trending, but not yet. Joe Thomas was talking about him on Up and Adam and talking about his impact with the Philadelphia Eagles. Check this out.
He's set to practice. He's been out since week 11. Philly has gone 1-3 since. Not a coincidence. Can you explain to me and to fans how important he is given that?
Well, he's critical. Obviously, we know what he's done throughout his career, protecting the edge, right? Which, if you can't protect your edges, you got no chance because your quarterback's got no space. Maybe he'll be able to step up a little bit, but he's constantly getting squeezed. And Lane has always been really, really good. You can see it there in the run game, opening up those huge lanes for Saquon Barkley. And what that does is it makes the defense afraid, right? Because they're afraid of getting beat with the huge home run, explosive run plays right behind that big guy, Lane Johnson, doing the 360s right there. I love when offensive linemen do the spin when they spin thing. And he's just so important because he sets up their running game. He gives them time in the passing game to make explosive throws down the field, to find A.J. Brown, to find those weapons. And when he hasn't been in there, they've really been handicapped on offense. And I don't think they're good enough as a group or individually out there to be able to win without that offensive line, to be dominant in the run game, to set things up for the pass.
Panel, I want to ask you this. Do you rush Lane Johnson back for the Washington or the Buffalo game, or do you protect him for a playoff run?
Bro, the goal is the goal, man. To not beat the Commanders. It's not win against Buffalo. It is win a Super Bowl, man. If you can't beat the Commanders without, I get it. Maybe for the Buffalo game, you might need him for that one. But bro, y'all should be able to beat the Commies without Lane Johnson. Y'all want him healthy, bro. He is not a next man up guy. I hate when people say that about Hall of Famers. He is not a next man up. You're not going to put somebody that will replace Lane Johnson. They say it about Joel Embiid every year as a Sixers fan. You're not just going to get – Drummond isn't going to drop 40. You know what I mean? Bro, you need Lane Johnson for the playoff run, not for the individual games. Bro, what was Lane Johnson's best game last year in the regular season? No one cares because all that matters is the playoffs. That's it.
That's all that matters is the playoffs. That's all that matters is the playoffs.
He does.
Mom, I want to ask you this question.
Oh, I just want.
Hold on.
So-
How much does Lane Johnson change the offense structurally, or not just talent-wise?
Well, you have one of the best right tackles in football back in the game. I mean, that in itself, I think, speaks highly of, the change and dynamic of scheming and everything. The runs to his side, the pass blocking to his side, opening those holes, and the comfortability that Jalen then gets in the pocket too as well. I do think that he needs a game back to knock the rust off. I don't think the Commanders games, either one of those, is the game to do it. I think Buffalo is that game that can help him in developing, because the thing is, he's a Hall of Famer. He knows what he's expected to do, but players need reps. Good players, best players. They will tell you, I need my reps. Old players, and that was one of the things they highlighted this past. I mean, the guy works out in bare feet, if you didn't know that. He's lifting and lifting and lifting. So, he's beyond a house. But the thing is, he'll tell you all strength and physicalness still needs to be, channeled into game situations. Line play, there's a lot that goes into that. You watch Lane when he comes out of those breaks. He's one of the first guys to get that leg stance. If you've ever seen it, it's this big wide kick out so that he has his feet in position. So anything that's going to give him an opportunity to play against top-notch defensive ends, controlling linebackers or D-backs that are scheming off the edge to come at Jalen, Buffalo's going to do that. They're going to try and expose weaknesses, and that's where Lane is going to feel more comfortable and get back into game mode.
There it is. I definitely agree. Definitely agree with you, Mamba. I think he does need a game back. He definitely needs a game back, and I really agree with you on which team that you thought. I thought the same thing. I think it's that Buffalo game. He needs to come back because that's the game that is a little bit ramped up. It's a little more playoff-ish. That's the game I think too. What do you guys think? Do you think we should sit Lane Johnson for the playoff run? Or do you think we should knock off a little rust, let him come back for a couple games in the regular season, and then let's ride this sucker out all the way until the Super Bowl? I want you guys to comment below. The biggest development this week, Washington Commanders shut down Jayden Daniels for the rest of the season. So that means for the remainder of the season, Marcus Mariota will be the one to start. How much does this change your confidence level going into Week 16, Mamba?
Huh? Marcus Mariota.
I'm speechless. I don't know. I really don't know. And what I mean by that is you never want to underestimate. If you guys remember, Washington had Sam Hunt that came out and had that big game against us that we were supposed to win in Washington. And everybody's like, oh, who's Sam Hunt? So listen, you're good. Meanwhile, he goes into Minnesota, or Minnesota comes in. What? So, it's one of those situations that snake can bite you any point in time. So again, it's going to come down to consistency. It's going to come down to gameplay. It's going to come down to, hey, are we stopping them? Because they got weapons. McLaurin, they've got
one or two.
One or two. But the thing that has always scared me, and I said this in the beginning of the year, teams can run against the Eagles, and Washington has shown we can open some holes against the Eagles. So if Mariota goes in there and is serviceable, you never know. It could be the greatest upset in football, but at the same time, the Eagles need to go out and handle their business, period. Handle their business.
That's what they need to do. Go out there and handle their business. I want you guys to tell me, what do you think about with Jayden Daniels out? Marcus Mariota is now starting. Do you have more confidence that the Eagles will run through this game and will win this game? With them winning this game, that means they win the NFC East. I want you guys to comment below. And also, before I continue, I know your living room, I know your entertainment room doesn't look like playoff football yet, but I know you're a little behind, but don't worry about that. You get your Eagles LED lights during every game. It'll feel like you're at the playoff. Set the mood. Link in the description below. Now we're going down. Now it's about that time. Predictions. Eagles, Commanders. Eagles right now, I think they're going to win comfortably. I think the defense is going to control the game. I think the run game is stay on schedule. I feel that Hurts is going to do his thing. At the end of the day, on the 20th of December at 5 o'clock at Lincoln Financial, I feel, not at Lincoln, sorry, it is at Landover, Maryland. I feel that the Eagles are going to win 27-10. Mamba, what's your predictions?
Mine's close to that. I truly feel the Eagles should put up 4 touchdowns on Washington. I think, easily put up 4. And maybe Elliott develops some consistency and kicks a field goal or 2. So, I'm going with 30-6. 30-6 Eagles.
30-6. Daryl, what you think?
I think this victory is going to be another one that maybe clouds the judgments of Eagles' minds for another week. 31-10 Eagles.
31-10 Eagles.
Can't wait for that Bills game, though.
You see all the game picks. You see the MKH put his pick in, and so did Coach Twilight. Bottom line, the Eagles are trending up at the right time. Whew, thank God it is not the 2023 team. I feel like they're going to find themselves. They're going to ride this out in 6 games, if you understand what I mean. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Stay safe, stay blessed. With that being said, if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, email us at the number one skybox at gmail.com. It's your boy, Mamba. It's your boy, Gerald King. It's me, Michael C. The source of light over the mic. And I'm going to leave you with these few words. Now let's make it epic. You already know I'm about to say.
Yo, go Jalen Daniels' mom. Holla at him.
Hit her up for her digits, girl.
Let's make this epic.
If you like this episode, I guarantee you're not going to want to miss this episode right here.